Alright, so we're out here at the little pond here. Kind of ashy, kind of cold. No matter, don't worry. So we're going to talk to you guys about how to throw a bait caster. It's fairly simple. We've already gone over, different parts of the reels, things like that, braking system. So this one's already dialed in, ready to roll. Okay, she's ready to ride. Now, first things first. In order for it to be cast in the first place, you have to push that button. Okay. Now this here is the chatterbait. I painted the blade black. Don't worry about that. We'll talk about bait stuff another time. But what you want to do first is get about a foot. I don't know if you guys see that, from a foot from the rod tip down to your bait. Maybe a foot and a half, something like that. That's usually like a general rule of thumb for me, is a good, good length to have before you take your cast. So like I said, first things first, with your thumb, you're going to want to press this button down here. And my thing is, what I used to tell people is, let's say you're trying to cast that direction. You don't want to let the button go way too late, okay? Because then you'll cause something called a backlash, okay? Causing a backlash is definitely pretty frustrating. That's why I say you want to practice in your yard first, or backyard, even driveway, doesn't matter. In a garage is fine. You can do short casts in a garage, maybe, depends on the size of it, of course. But the goal is not to get out here and worry about backlashes, okay? The goal here is to get nice, good casts so you can, enjoy fishing. So again, let's say we're trying to cast that direction. Get about a foot and a half away from the rod tip. Press the button. Again, what I tell people, what I was about to say earlier, when you want to cast that way, I usually tell people to kind of throw it in a upward 10 o'clock direction, okay? So the bait goes out, up, and then falls down in the water. Also, watch your bait, because the moment it hits the water, I usually try to stop the reel with my finger. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a quick demonstration. Like I said, I'm tossing it at a 10 o'clock. We're not trying to fling it and hit that other side of that bank over there, okay? It's nice, easy. Let your equipment do the work, okay? So nice, easy cast. Rod's at 10 o'clock. Once it hits the water, put my thumb on the line there so it can stop rotating, okay? So I'm gonna bring this in real quick. So again, about a foot away from your rod tip. You're not trying to fling it as far as, other side of the bank. You let it release at about a 10 o'clock angle. The moment it hits the water, I usually, like I said, I personally like to stop with my finger. Some reels are set up to the point where, regardless if it hits the water, it won't backlash at all. I don't necessarily like letting that happen, to put it that way, or taking that chance or risk. And I don't necessarily have the most expensive reels in the world that allow you to do so. I don't own all expensive stuff. But that's the basis of casting it. And again, this is going to take, hundreds of time to get used to, where you can, go to this little area here. Or you can, as soon as you get it back, you're ready for your next cast. You won't be a problem at all. You just kind of flick it, let it roll, okay? It'll get to that point. It'll be that easy eventually. Again, like I said, about a foot and a half. And again, you're not trying to sling across the other side of the world. But nice, easy. Hit the button. Allows your bait to get out to a direction that you want to go, the target that you're trying to hit. And it's really that simple. I enjoy fishing the baitcaster. Allows me to, like I say, especially if you're at a place where you got a lot of targets, you hit that one. You wouldn't be doing it with this bait, but that's a whole other thing, to be pitching and flipping. But you see how quickly you can do this? With a lot of practice, yes, you can do it with a spinning rod. A lot of practice. But that's just my personal preference of using a bait caster. It allows me to do a lot of quick action, quick movement, has a lot of torque. Let that thing just ride. You see what happens when I didn't touch it on time? I didn't catch it on time. It started a backlash. Okay, it wasn't terrible, but it started one. And no, you don't have to have a clip like I do. I just like switching out baits very quickly instead of retying knots all the time. Just my personal preference. That's it. That's how I cast a bait caster. Just in case you guys want to know, this is a Lew's Mach 2. And this is a Z-Man chatterbait, original chatterbait. I like it. We're going to talk about how to throw a spinning rod setup. Spinning reel setup, I guess you would say. Spinning reel, spinning rod. Spinning rod has the guides on the front. A baitcaster would have the guides on the rear side. Well, facing you. Spinning rod has the guides facing away. Baitcaster has the guides facing you. Okay? But this one's rather simple. A lot of people choose a spinning rod setup first to start bass fishing with, or fishing period. I began fishing period with spinning rod setups, but I was more catfishing, with my dad growing up a lot before I got into bass fishing. So I grew up like this with a left-handed reel. So that's why my baitcasters have left-handed reels. So used to literally, a lot of people like to cast and switch hands with the baitcasters to continue the reel. I like to cast and be ready to engage the moment it hits the water. Okay. Now, I'm not in the ideal settings to be throwing this bait exactly where I'm at right now. It has a lot of vegetation, old vegetation or new growth vegetation. This right here is a light bait, a rather light bait. This is a DT6 made by Rapala. And I like to use my spinning setups for finesse presentation, like small worms, or they call it a drop shot. And again, I don't want to get too technical. This whole series is for beginner bass fishermen that I'm making here. I'm just going through super simple instructions on how to throw this here. But just quickly, like I said, when I use this, it's for smaller baits. This is a lighter bait. They usually do a little better job at casting far, and they handle that lighter bait a little better. So, like, I barely tossed that, and that's at least 25 to 30 yards over there. So I barely gave that a toss. And you see what I'm bringing up? As I said, this bait isn't the ideal bait. I just don't have any other baits that goes well with this at this moment. I just grabbed my rods and went out. I forgot all about it. I have one box that goes with the spinning setup. But how to throw it? Make sure your drag's good. Checking that there. I think I'm pretty good on mine. But first things first, you want to grab your line. Don't let a bait fling you in the face, especially with treble hooks on it. So be careful with that. But grab your line here. I'm sorry, let me start over. All right, so first things first, make sure your bait is at a good height. Like I said, about a foot and a half from the top there. Then you're going to grab the line here. Grab the line, grab your main line, flip your bill. Okay, so that line has a free area to flow from. Same concept as far as throwing it at about a 10 o'clock, releasing your finger while your rod is at about a 10 o'clock, because you don't want it to dive down into the ground. You don't want to go downward into your throw or coming over top of your head and release it way too late. So I like to tell people, come from the side. Make sure you don't have anybody near you, okay? But come from the side and release at 10 o'clock, okay? That's the easiest way I can say to get started with throwing this. You don't have to roll this fast. I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes, okay? Otherwise, that's literally the general basis of it. Like I said, you grab your line there, flip your bill. Always remember to do that, because you don't want a bait come fling it back at you, okay? You have your rod come to your side a little bit. Release the line with some that was on your finger at about 10 o'clock. Get this bait back in. Grabbing the line. Again, you can go over your head, but again, you want to release that line at about 10 o'clock up in the air. Okay, gives you a nice good cast. Flip the bill once it hits the water. Flip the bill back over, and then you can start your retrieve. Okay, and like I said, right now it's not the best circumstance for me to be using this bait, but if I catch a fish, that'd be cool. And that's all to it. How to throw a spinning reel. Set up a spinning reel. Uh-oh, we got three fish marked real quick. Yeah. Always. There you go. Yep, yep, yep. Don't know what kind. She ain't yanking too hard. They don't seem heavy. Ah, yeah, little baby bass. We are hooked up. Oh, you got me stuck on a log. Please, 12-pound line, stay sturdy. There we go. There she go. Little small one. Little small bass, man. But eventually we'll get them. Eventually. All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, buddy. Just tell your mama come holler at me. He said Arabian. All right, hey. This what I came here for. Yo, this what I came here for right here, bruh. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Bruh. Yo, on another freaking original Z-Man chatterbait, man. Boys on FaceTime with the boys, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all say what's up to YouTube, man. From that West Coast to the East Coast, baby. Yo, we gotta get a weight on that sucker, bruh. I'm about to weigh him. Trusty scale. Leaky, hey, Leaky. Hey, that's 5. 5'10". 5'10". I'm looking at 5'10", 5'.